We can see from the text that there are two characteristics. Therefore, this is a dihybrid cross. Before we start, a key is necessary. There is no mention of incomplete dominance, so we can assume that the dominant gene is expressed when heterozygous. Part 1 is asking for the genotype that is homozygous for seed texture and heterozygous for seed color. Well, we have two options here. We can use homozygous dominant or recessive. I chose dominant. It doesn't matter which you pick. The heterozygous has to be capital Y and lowercase y. Part 2 is asking for the phenotype of the genotype we just did. Refer back to your key. The phenotype is smooth and yellow. Part 3 is looking for another phenotype. Again, refer back to your key. The answer is smooth and yellow. The dominant genes prevent the recessive genes from being expressed. The question also asks for a genotype that will give the same phenotype. The only option here is heterozygous for smooth and homozygous dominant. Part 4 refers to linkage. Smooth is linked to green and wrinkled is linked to yellow. The gametes that could only be produced are a capital S and a lowercase y, or a lowercase s and a capital Y. We are asked in the first question to determine the genotypes of the parents. Go back to the paragraph and highlight what is being crossed. From the offspring, we can see that there is a lot of variation. This means that the purple stem and cut leaves would have to be heterozygous, as the other parent is homozygous recessive for both traits. Does this cross represent the law of independent assortment? Yes. This is because each allele can combine with another pair and that the resulting genotypes show a significant amount of variation. From reading the text, we can see this will be a dihybrid cross. The question is asking us to provide the potential offspring, genotypes and phenotypes. We read the paragraph and write down our key. Next, we record the genotypes of the parents. They are both heterozygous. Step 3. We write down the gametes, taking care to ensure that Mendel's law of independent assortment occurs. The second parent will produce the same gametes. Step 4. We do our cross. One parent gametes going under the X and the other across from the X. Step 5. Highlight any genotypes with at least one capital G and one capital N. Next, highlight any genotypes with at least one capital G and all lowercase n's. Now highlight lowercase g's with at least one uppercase n. Finally, highlight the single homozygous recessive for both traits. For dihybrid crosses like this, the ratio would always be 9:3:1. Don't forget to assign phenotypes. Take care to refer back to the key.